Unbeaten in 14 weeks of competition. Can he go all the way and claim that £125,000 first prize? Take over to our commentary position right now. Just have a look who we've got in commentary for you this evening. Delighted to say Stephen Fry joining Rod Harrington and Sid Waddell.
Here we go then, Sidney Waddell, B.A. Cantab, Stephen Fry, B.A. Cantab, Rodney Harrington, University of Life, MA, any way you like. What a game, Stephen. Any prediction?
Well, I mean, you've got to fancy the power, obviously, but I just want to say this is probably the most important day in my life as far as sport is concerned, to be with you, Sid, the voice of this wonderful game, watching the greatest player that's ever been seen throwing a dart, and here he is practicing and playing a Norfolk boy, so there's a little bit of that.
And just a quickie, how long have you been watching? Who was your hero?
Well, I mean, like most people, it started with Eric Bristow generation. I love Cliff Lazarenko. There's something about that huge man that just amused and filled me with awe. That whole generation.
Well, Rodders, now you're not keen to put your neck out. Will there be any shakes? Will there be any needle here? And who do you fancy?
Well, I think I've got to go with Phil Taylor, but the one thing over the Premier League, Phil, the first 6 legs, he's not really hit it, so that's where Mervyn has got to attack Phil if he's going to get anything out of this game. But Phil is bang up for this big time, Sid.
What a poor start. Extraordinary. See, there he is, straight in. Fantastic.
The Ducks and Towns from the world of theatre, the novel, and the movies. As Harry Ramsden said to the lads, we're frying the night. So is the power.
Well, Phil should just bounce this third dart off that first one for a 140. That's exactly what he does. That's when we see the stacker, Steve. You can see that, the perfect camera angle there. He just lays that dart on top.
I know Sid likes his understacker and his overstacker and his side stacker.
That's not me, all you people in Geordie land. It's an impersonator. It's a thespian. Here we go then, the power. Trying to understack now. Stephen Fry leading me to it. Me and him are auditioning for Bertie, Worcester and Jeeves, and so far I'm leading for playing Bertie. Of course I am.
You'd make a perfect Bertie, is all I can say. Now here's my Norfolk lad, although of course I love Phil the Power Taylor, who doesn't. We all like him. There's a finish already.
Here we go then, 60, beautiful, it's high in the bed. He won't give him monkeys. Oh, on the fat 16. Merv, way back in the Norfolk Woods Runners.
Yeah, all Merv can do is put a bit of pressure on here. He needs a 140. Try and put some pressure on Taylor, because this will be the first leg of the match that doubles that, of course. And you really don't know what you're feeling like until this first double goes in.
He's it. Tops, and there it is. Game shot.
So Stephen Fry calls his first red bit. The top lipstick here live on Sky. And Merv coming in here would not like to hear the incoming route. Lost to Barney. Lost to Whitlock. Lost to Taylor 8-1. The power with a perfect lie, Stephen.
Oh, there he is. Yep. You've got to believe this one's going to go. Oh,
140.
Well, it just puts him level with Merv, and Merv has got to get this first dart above the treble if it's not in it. See, that's no good for Merv. He's having to move to the side, and that's a good 3/4 of an inch low. He's got to get his range early on in this game.
At Manchester in the league earlier, 7-7, although Merv was 5-3 up on the power. And at Aberdeen, he put in a crippler. In the first league, he's trying to beat people 11-1. He got an 8-0 the second time we had it, and at Aberdeen he did 8-1 over Merv. So Merv has got. Next door at Wembley, there's a slippery pitch. This lad has got to fight against a slippery slope.
It's true enough. We just saw Taylor with one of his very rare 3 darters, which wasn't in 3 figures. He got a 60. Now he's going to look at that. How still his body is. It's awesome, isn't it?
Orson Welles would have been proud of that body. Still an understacker now. He's coming for cover, runners.
Yeah, that's not enough. That only puts him around level. So now 6 darts from here, Mervyn, and you'll take this leg. And you've got to feel, now that's a good dart. There's plenty of room to the right.
If you're just coming in, James Wade 4-1 up, then the Aussie peg back. Jim's eventually the winner, the holder through to play whoever wins this one. He's landing, Stephen, a bit high in the bed. Oh,
Ooh,
maybe
yeah,
big mouth.
Look at that. Oh, what was he going for? Was he going for the ball there?
Yeah, he wanted 82, so he's going for a 25 or the bullseye. The bullseye would have left him double 16, the 25, then 17 double top. So
set up nicely, as Rodders would say. Right
Right
then, for 2-zip, the 4 times holder of this title. Merv beat him 10-6.
20 double 16 or 12 tops. Tops, come on. It's there.
Come on, it's not in the lexicon.
Sorry, that's wrong with me. I should have been impartial, but
Keep your heart where your mouth is.
Game on.
Stephen on telly yesterday said that the game of darts was like acting. You had to maintain control as well as confidence.
that's right. Kind of relaxation and yet at the same time concentration. And if one of them goes, you're lost. But if they're there together, you're in that absolute
140.
zone.
Well, a guy we've got to watch for loss of concentration. So we see these very odd-shaped darts with the bevel. He made them in metalwork when he was 15. They do alter narrow lies with their beveled surface rod.
yeah, they certainly do. If they take a bad deflection off a Merv's darts instead of Phil's, they just bounce in. Now he'll just come to the left of that dart. Oh, he's gone to the right.
And to listen nets. He's equal the world record average. He's on 116.6.
Good.
Taylor, Merv, struggling, and he's on 105. Fantastic!
The speed of it is astonishing, isn't it? That's the trouble. He bounces you out before you even know you've been in a match. Ooh. Stay down.
58.
Lost the weight a bit there, Taylor, of these darts. These are these darts.
Are there
lost-
regulations about these bevels and things then? I mean, can a dart be however you want it to be?
More
Yeah.
or less, right?
Yes, it can be. There is an overall length. It can't go over 12 inches, but it can be anything inside there, any shape, any weight. There is a lot of different shapes in the game. But now, Taylor.
Trouble. 18 was the target. King way back to 104. Taylor does not
55.
light up as cleanly as he'd like. This has got to be a 1 darter left. No chance now. Step in easily. Take it, young Fry.
Well, that's it. It's the treble 20 double 4. Oh, 16 double 16. Oh, tops.
Red bit lipstick.
There it is.
And Fry was there before Delarose Sputter. Coming on, this lad.
He hasn't missed the lipstick yet, as you call it, the double top, has he? He's just deadly. It's extraordinary. He's averaging still 104.
Well, he's taken out the 72 when Mervyn was on double top. He took out the 68 when Mervyn's on a shot. And one of them was against the throw for Taylor, so that really has put the pressure under Mervyn.
Once upon a time, you could win a world title averaging about 94 to 97.
99.
This is the semi-final. Taylor sitting on 104.5. And Stephen,
Oh, yeah, 103. I mean, 101 for King is not
58.
bad. I mean, it's still bad.
comes on like the Richard III of the darts act. The man everybody loves to hate. But also Taylor is after an 8-0.
Yeah.
Last time,
Oh, he'd love it, wouldn't he?
a couple of weeks ago, 8-1. And that will not be just for him, but it will be for Wade.
Yeah, and there's a touch of needle, though, anyway, between the two, isn't there? Supposedly, I've heard that, between King
23.
and Taylor a little bit. Wasn't there a story that he once threw a dart over his head, King? And that was considered disrespect.
Taylor bent to pick up a dart. Merv threw it, but broke the protocol.
Yeah.
And he is looking for
There he is again. 180.
a whitewash. They know it.
He's poor old King, you can see. You see it in the face, don't you? That's one of the glories of this game.
37.
He's got to finish here. Oh. Down in the 19s, apparently. Oh! Single 20 would leave him a nice finish.
Right, then here we go.
He's got
Merv.
tops again.
Halfway back to the Norfolk Broads. looking discombobulated somewhat as the power comes to make it 4-zip. They're cheering it in. Thanks for coming, folks. Sorry about yesterday.
Oh,
On your stacker.
Well, that first dart could have hit it up. Well, I was going to say he might not be able to hit it, but Phil Taylor now
Phil Taylor.
it's a
4 out of 5
terrifying
on the doubles.
Fifth leg,
It's good camera angle there, Steve, because where
Game
people are
on.
looking, they can't see that Phil had the whole of the right-hand side of that double top to look at.
So yeah, the less he has to move his body, the easier he can sort of just compensate. And go
Phil Taylor's not one of the players that moves along the hockey. James Wade does a lot. There's other players, but Phil rather switch, rather try and get in little tight angles than move.
Stephen Fry's been doing his research. Was here last night. Even was allowed to touch these magnificent darts of King. Watched and amazed at how still this man is at le moment juste.
That's exactly right. He moves his lip. That's about the only part of his head that moves when he throws.
I wish I was like that.
134.
Your turn, runners.
That's about right, that's Sid. That's the truest word I think you've spoken for a long time. That.
On the stacker needed by the Norfolk man. Got it! Oh, yes!
You're right, though. You've got to keep your body still. The only thing that should move is the pivot of the arm. You know, if you move your head, that means you're moving the weight of your body into the shot. If you move your shoulder, you normally hit a 5. As we say, come over the top of the dart like you would in golf. But, Phil Taylor, absolutely perfect. A bit like John Lowe, never moved.
And he's getting the 19s now. That's twice he's covered beautifully.
100.
Here we
So
go.
we require 99.
4-5-zip.
Bullseye.
Taking the heavy Tom McAdam roller to the Norfolk man. Now the setup, opponent way back. Needing 140 or better.
He's left himself tops again. Poor old King. I mean, it must be something to be steamrolling. Because even when Taylor doesn't look as if he's playing at his best, he just eases away. It's
So we
awesome.
require 40.
Tops lipstick as they see in Burslem.
Game
Oh,
on.
perfect!
To the fifth
Ominous
leg.
from
Phil
the
Taylor.
middle of the bottom of the bed.
Fifth leg, Mervyn
He
King
could
to
hit the
reverse.
dandruff
Game
on a fly's forelock. This man.
I've been waddelled. What could be better?
81.
I'm like a pig in Chardonnay, I tell you. I couldn't be happier.
Once upon a time, I cracked the jokes around here. Now everybody does it.
No, you have to feel sorry for an opponent when they meet someone like this, because
96.
there's pride you play for in front of a crowd. You want to show why you got into the top 4 of the league.
Developing your idea from Sky News yesterday, what is that quality that you might compare to your game with this man, Taylor?
Well, I wish I could ever be as good at anything as he is as good at darts, but then we could all say that. I think when we're on form, it's that supreme,
99.
your master of time and space. Every second and every millimetre looks bigger to you than it does to another person. You know, like when a batsman says that it floated in as big as a football.
100.
And it's that feeling that somehow time and space is suspended and you're just in the channel.
So who in the theatrical world, since you started being interested in literature and the drama and you were 15, give me a character from the theatre that he's like.
Well, if I was playing him, I'd say Othello. I'd say a
137.
villain, because it's usually villains that have that much focus. But if you're a good person, you tend to care about other people. But to be a great athlete, you have to care expressly about what you're doing.
140.
Are you with that,
A
Rodez?
finish for King, however, while we've been talking.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Sid. I mean, the way Stevens explained it, it's exactly how it happens. I mean, you know, Bobby Moore, you know, the time and space for him was more than anybody else
Mervyn
because of his
require
vision.
80.
Yeah.
Merv's vision is bleak. Could get bleaker.
Treble 14.
Trouble 14. No.
Bull.
One step bull. Oh, looking on the wire. And we know what the power
Mervyn
does.
requires 72.
Like Henry V saying to the troops, do it with metal like this.
Oh,
For
12 and tops.
a 6-0 lead. The greatest ever. The red bit.
Ooh,
52.
that was for him, way out.
Mervyn, you require 25.
Gets a chance to breathe again.
Thank
Put
you.
one leg on the board. Single line. Go on, double 8. Oh, falls.
Can't buy a double. Surely now they know.
They don't play split the 11, do they?
In the Volunteer Green Street, Cambridge, maybe double 10 for 6-zip. The green bit now, the power. Looks like a cricket pitch. Under stagger needed. Has to be slippery.
Oh,
10.
even home or not.
4.
Well, there you are. This has got to be a real chance for King, surely.
Thank you,
Double
ladies
two.
and gentlemen.
You can see Taylor's very disappointed, yes.
Say that again. Double 2 coming
There
in.
it is. Well, it won't be a power wash.
Well, Stephen Fry getting with the jogging. We are not going to see a power wash, but it could be a master spinner rinse for Mervyn King, confirming power 5, King 1. Welcome back, folks, to Top Tungsten, thrown by you know who. A year ago, the power was beaten in the semi-final by Mervyn King. And at the minute, Mervyn is lucky to have got a leg out of 6. Power's winning 5-1. Earlier, James Wayne, the machine, got the 4-1 up, and then the Aussie came back. But the holder is through. 5-1. With me, darts fan Stephen Fry and Rod Harrington, and a great crowd who had their fun stopped yesterday. What's he doing in theatrical terms, Stephen?
Well, he's walking away. He's got the audience in the palm of his hand. He's relaxed. He's in charge of the stage, and that's always the feeling with him. Already, that's how he started.
Cover shot now.
139.
Lad flies on the ball before me. Rodgers, what's Merv got to do? What can he do?
Well, he's got to start attacking the treble more, Sid. A lot of his darts have been going low. I mean, that was a better dart. You can see that again. He's over 1.5 inches low, so he's not happy with his grip. He's feeling the pressure of the crowd and Phil Taylor. Like you said, Stephen, Phil's got the crowd in the palm of his hand. They're giving Merv a little bit of stick. Not a lot, but Mervyn is thinking it's a lot more than what it is,
100.
so he's getting frustrated.
And that's measured in this near 10 discrepancy. 103 in the pop to Taylor, 93 to King. When King did come on the scene,
57.
is a debutant a year ago, 8-1 against Model, beat Wade 8-0, 6-0 up at the break. But when he meets this man, it's like Taylor has got the wood on him, as the Aussies say.
Yeah. I mean, no one can deny
98.
that King is a fantastic darts player. He really knows how to play, and when he's in form, he's as good as anyone in the world. But you do feel he's just mentally slightly more fragile.
100.
And with what looks like the final coming up, remember, in the Premier League, only one man's been Taylor twice, and that's James Wade. Be waiting and
Big
practicing.
finish on.
Now! Ball!
Yes! Oh, that's the best finish of the evening by a long, long way. 107 was the best finish before that.
And guess where he was 3.5 minutes ago? He was shaking Stephen Fry's hand in the air, saying, come and see me up in Stoke, mate.
Well, Rod was saying this, you know, he's relaxed when he needs to be relaxed. He doesn't waste his mental energy when he's not actually on the oche, and I think that's part of the secret. He's just got more in the tank.
140.
Are you with that theory, Rodgers?
Yes, exactly right. It's like golfers. I mean, look, this is a great shot, great camera angle as well. You're exactly right. You're not tensing yourself, but where Merv, he's tense all the time.
60.
And when you're tense all the time, something is going to break.
Yeah, I mean, he's every lesson about being a sportsman you can see perfected by this man. Look at that.
Great point, great point. Where did he put this?
140.
Oh, that was silly. I think should have been for cover there. Well, Merv lives out in Norfolk, and he'd be like a boatsman seeing the Broads iced up on his holidays.
60.
Oh, look at that concentration.
Beat them 8-1 at Aberdeen a couple of weeks back, did Taylor.
That was the scene of the first ever 9-darter from Raymond, wasn't it?
In the Premier League, yeah. Well, he's massive support up there. It's not a very good lie, that. That's not a good dart, but there's a possible lie on top of it.
Oh, what a
muck spreading.
That's the sign of a player that's struggling, but Phil Taylor ain't. I mean, his 15s he will go for. He didn't need to go for the 11 bullseye because Mervyn weren't on a shot out. But them low darts is a sign of a player that's struggling. Low on the 20, low on the 19, and then struggling to find the 18s. And Mervyn will start to think, I just want to get off the stage at a certain time.
Loser in the Lakeside final, Randy Fordham. 2 year back,
32.
Taylor for 7-1. Greenbit. Middle there, Rob. Impressed him.
How can you not be? It is, as you say, it's just suddenly you feel for King, you know, whatever you might have thought of him before, you've got to feel pity for someone being marmalised like this.
Well, we've got Stevie G kicking off over the road. We've got Stevie F in here, having the time of his life with me and Rodez. Here we go. This could be the leg.
Yep. I mean, it's the speed at which it all happens in darts. I think that's one of its unique features. You can just get bounced out of a match almost before you've had a chance to get your balance.
Some of the cues in this are a bit clumsy. Your turn.
Sorry. I'm not used to this. I'm with the master, let's be honest.
100.
Well, I don't know if he's got any parts going at the Old Vic, but he's certainly going somebody's pantomime with Stephen Fry this year.
Well, talking of pantomimes, I mean, it's fascinating now that these 4 players are the ones with the least of the nonsense of the Count Dracula and all that. They're actually serious players. Oh, he's at it again.
This one could be in. Could! Magic from the power! Sets up an 11-darter to win the match.
140. Do we require 85?
Treble 50. Oh, he's gone for that. 13 double 16. Oh.
2 16s!
Yes! It's there, so quick.
Phil Taylor.
Well,
Procession.
once upon a time he was breaking all records. Now he's only breaking his heart. Nothing you can do. Totally clips to the dart.
Bonnie Taylor.
Bonnie Taylor it is. Gets revenge for his defeat a year ago.